Welcome to Dr. Mary Travelbest's Independent Travel Guide. Dr. Travelbest wants to help women see the world one person at a time. This is designed for the independent woman traveler, and I've helped women travel near and far since 1993. If you have one of my first edition books, lucky you. So today's episode is Who is Dr. Travelbest? So that's going to be the FAQ. The destination is Anguilla. The mistake is losing my tent twice. And the tips are on staying connected while traveling independently. So the FAQ, who is Dr. Travelbest? That's me, Dr. Mary Beth McCabe, and in the future, my daughter Tina Schubat will take over that role. I was ready to write a book some decades ago, but not sure what to write about. When I was thinking about what I should write about, I realized that I had already been to just about every continent and region except for Antarctica. And so that would be a good thing to write about. Others told me to write about the most hair-raising adventures on those trips, but I needed to protect future generations and promised not to tell those stories. So I wrote a guidebook to help others navigate the independent life. As we are staying home these days, it's even more important than ever to value the experiences of independent travel. We may not get to do it as much in the future. We can't take this for granted anymore. We need to carve out the places and experiences that we want, not that someone else says we should do. That's our American heritage and freedom to choose the destination and the outcomes, with some planning in advance. Dr. Mary, yes, I'm a doctor, and travel, well, sure, I can be the best. That was more than 26 years ago. And I hope that you believe you're hearing the best today. Today's independent destination is Anguilla. The British Virgin Islands in the Eastern Caribbean is a long way from California time-wise. It is a small main island and several offshore islets, and beaches range from long sandy stretches to secluded coves. It took me 2 days to get home, but getting this far from the crowds just may be worth it. Still, no airline flies directly from the United States. From where I live, the minimum is 2 stops. I had a connection in St. Martin. JetBlue, American Delta, those are all flights, and the airport is called the Valley Airport. So what's there to do when you get there? A lot of resting, relaxation, scuba diving, wreck diving, and you can swim through sunken ships off the coast of the island. I also recommend visiting some local hangouts for some fun nightlife, and sailing is also fun. There's some places called Little Bay, that's a secluded cove that you can get to by boat, Prickly Pear Cays, Shoal Bay, Rendezvous Bay Beach, that's close to St. Martin, and just a few of the nearly secluded beaches you'll discover. Do you happen to know someone who lives there? See if you can visit with them for a week and enjoy your life on the island. There are a few hotels there, which is why the beaches are usually pretty empty. Enjoy your independent stay. Be careful to pay attention to hurricane season starting this fall. Hurricane Irma did some damage in 2017, but for the most part, the island has recovered. Now for today's mistake, losing my tents twice, once on the beach in Mexico and once in the mountains in Utah. So how do you lose a tent? Here's how. The first time was on a visit to San Felipe. We pitched our tent on the beach and went to sleep. When we awoke, the wind was howling. We had ballast when we were inside the tent, but as soon as we exited, the tent just blew away. We ended up going into town and relaxing there. The second time was in Utah's Zion National Park campground. I had a campsite, so we set up there, but since it was 115 degrees, we decided to get a hotel room with a shower. I came back the next day and the tent was gone. The park ranger said that it blew away, so he threw it in the dumpster. So now some travel advice. Here's something about staying connected. How can you stay connected when you're on the road? Here's a tip to always have batteries and your phone charged. But more than that, we want to be independent women travelers, and sometimes we don't want to be contacted. But for the most part, we want to be able to contact others if we have an emergency. So do you have a list of phone numbers and addresses with you, just in case you're unable to contact someone by your own cell phone? Do you have a tablet or laptop? You can also visit an internet cafe, but those are rare nowadays. So check with your staying to see if they have Wi-Fi. Cruise ships generally charge extra for this service, which can be expensive if you use it a lot. Today, you can use Voice over Internet Protocol, or VoIP, in the form of Skype. You can go to WhatsApp, Google Voice, Zoom, FaceTime, Line, WeChat, and many more platforms. I don't recommend a prepaid calling card. Most major phone companies offer a special plan for international calling, so be sure you check with your carriers. For the most part, if they don't have that country included, you can pay a daily fee when you use your phone. For example, it might be $10 a day. You can also send postcards and letters from anywhere around the planet. Buy your stamps from the tourist shops or the local post office. Today, I want to bring meaning to your travel. So thank you for listening to the world's first guide to independent travel with Dr. Mary Travelbest. If you want to know more, just search for us. You'll find me on the web, social media, and all audio formats. Helping women travel best is my goal. So please send me your travel questions so I can help you and help others too. I'm looking for you to travel best, so go ahead and let me know what's on your bucket list.